Hello, today we are going to recompile the kernel from the Jetson Nano, which is currently not able to have serial communication with Bluetooth, and we need that for communication with the LEGO Mindstorms robot. And that's very important for executing commands like moving around and getting sensor details. Let's check the current situation now that we have on the Jetson Nano. We need enough space for the recompilation. We need 8.6 gigabytes, and let's check it. We have 9.4 gigabytes. That's more than enough. Actually, I removed quite some files that were not necessary. That's always good to have some space on the Jetson Nano. We also check the current kernel name and time. That is 19 February, version 4.9. Let's check it after the recompilation process, what this will be. And we will now check the option for Bluetooth that is in the configuration. We can see it like this. And we can see that it is not set for serial communication with Bluetooth. So we are going to start the process. The total process usually is almost 1 hour. I will walk through the steps, and we will see how it goes from here. First, we need to download the sources for the kernel from the NVIDIA site. That's over here. And if we scroll down, then we go to the driver details, and then we see the Jetson Nano 2 GB version over here. And we are going to download these sources. This is a zipped file, and then we will download it to the Jetson Nano using a wget command like this one. So this is the download link. And then it will take about, well, maybe a few minutes to, well, this is a slow connection, so it takes some longer to download it to the Jetson Nano. So I will now pause the video for a moment. So you can see now that we have downloaded the source, and then we can unpack it. This contains all the kernel sources and a lot more. Yes, we only need the kernel sources. Those are over here, and the rest we don't need. So we will going to copy the kernel sources out of this package. Like this, move Linux source public kernel source over here, and then remove the rest. Okay. Okay. Then unpack the sources. Kernel sources, that's it. The 4.9 kernel. All the code. Documentation. Kernel tools. Drivers. Wow, that's a lot. Firmware and net. And drivers. NVIDIA drivers. Wow. Do we need to compile all that? Yes. And that's it. Configuration to the new source directory, and we will go to kernel 4.9 root directory, and then we will make a copy of the existing configuration. That's this one, and we place it in this directory. Then we can say we make menu config. We will make a new configuration. We will adjust it. This will give a new old school screen, and we will use the arrow button to go down to networking support. This is the place. Enter. Networking options. So these are all the current settings. I don't see Bluetooth here, so let's go back to this one, Bluetooth system support. Ah, yes. RFCOM, that was the one. TTY support. This is the one, we check it with the space bar. And I was also thinking to enable this one, low energy, because the communication that we do is low energy. I just check it. Cool. Then we can save it. This enter file name should be saved. Leave blank to abort. Config. I can't read this. I say okay. Should be saved as no. Leave blank. What's this? I say exit. Exit, exit, and then what? Ls config. Yeah, it has been saved. Amazing. So we need to check it. Config. Where is my T2I setting? Yeah, it is there. It is good. Okay, that's good. Then we can continue with the kernel compilation. Make prepare. Make modules. Prepare. This is actually starting the compilation process. Oh no. Just preparing, of course. And then we will have a nice command with a timer to make a new image. So this is starting the real compilation process. And that will probably take quite some time. So I will pause the video and see you later. Oops, it failed because of no space left on device. That is disappointing, because I thought we had enough space in the beginning. Let's check the file space right now. Yeah, that's almost nothing. So let's throw away this this zip file that we still had in the directory. Over here we still had a big file here. The public sources, of course, I have to throw it away. Then go back and try again to compile the modules. Okay, let's do it. Starting. Yes, compiling again, and see you later. Let's continue with making a copy of the old image that we had. Copy image. Original. That's copied. And then we install the new one. Make modules install. Let's do it. It's installing all the modules. Drivers. This looks good. Okay, I'm pausing the video. Okay, the modules have been installed, and now we can do a reboot and check. Then after that we will check the kernel. So we logged on after a reboot, and now we will check what is the kernel name and time. This one looks still like the old one. Of course, I know, because we forgot to copy the image. After the installation of the models, we still had to copy the image. Let's do that right now. Let's go to the kernel directory again. Kernel ls. Where's the kernel directory? Ah, it was in the Nano sources directory. Hey, we already have an issue with space. No space available. But still, we have succeeded in recompiling the kernel. So this looks a bit weird. We need to throw away a few files maybe. I cannot even change the directory at the moment. Nanos. Maybe, that is the autocomplete. That's not working at the moment. I can still type it in. Nano sources. Yes. And kernel 4.9, and we are still there. So this was the place of the kernel, and then I will copy the new the image to the over the old one. So I will say sudo copy arch rm64 image over the old one. That's done. That's done. So I will check the directory. The original one is still there. Let's check the sizes. Yeah, it's the new one. It's a bit bigger than the original one. That sounds good. Yeah, but we don't have file space anymore. That's not good. So I will look if we can make some space before rebooting. Okay, so we are now having this space issue, and I decided to throw away the whole source directory because we finished successfully with compiling. So actually we don't need it anymore. Let's throw away everything. Nano sources. That's because it's quite big, I guess. Take some time also to clean up. And let's check the file space. Wow, look at that. 8.4 gigabytes. Let's do the reboot. And check again. So let's check the kernel name. Yeah, that is looking good. It has a new timestamp of the new creation date. Now check the Bluetooth option. Config. Communication, and it is enabled. This looks good. It has been successfully recompiled with Bluetooth. Let's now see if we can connect to the LEGO Mindstorms Hub brick that I have here. So this is the one, and it's actually some microbot computer using MicroPython, and that's why we will use the Rshell tool to connect with it. So first we will have to install it. Let's copy this one. Yes. I think that was it. And then we can try to connect with the LEGO Mindstorms. Now let's switch on the LEGO robot. And we let it be visible for Bluetooth. Let's see if we can detect it. We will use the scanning tool. Okay, it's currently not visible yet. It's only seeing my desktop. Just click it again. Scanning. Ah, yeah, now it sees it. The LEGO Hub is visible over here. Now we can try to make the connection with the Mindstorms. Let's make the serial connection. We copy the MAC address and I will say sudo communication binds this has created the communication line. I will check it in the directory. Yes, number 0. I will give it some rights for accessing it. Okay, now I will open the remote shell. Now we can try to connect with the connect command. Serial fcom0, and we add the baud rate, the speed of the communication. Connecting. Yes. What does this mean? Readiness to read, but it returned no data. Okay. I think it's switched off in the meantime. Let's switch it on. It took too long. Let's try again to connect. Have to type it again, connect. COM0 connecting. Yes, this looks great. We have connected to the Pi board and it's returning the directory content. So I think this is enough for today. We have connected from the Jetson Nano to the LEGO Mindstorms robot, and we will use that later on to execute commands. I hope you liked this video. I want to thank the maker of the Docker Pirates page for the recompiling instructions that were very useful to follow. It was helping a lot with the useful tips to recompile the kernel, and I will also want to thank the maker of this page for cleaning the Jetson and free some space for the recompilation process, which turned out to be quite heavy on the memory card that I used. I used a 32 gigabyte memory card, and yeah, maybe it's also better to use a bigger one like 64 gigabytes. But in the end, it turned out okay, and I have still enough space to run programs for the next sessions. So I hope you liked it, and see you next time. Bye bye.